Since we're beyond 7:30, I will call the meeting to order and ask each person to identify themselves and verify that they can hear. And I will
This
start
conference
off.
will now be recorded.
Okay, good. Now we're recorded. All right, this is Ronald Crutcher. I'm the chairman, and I can hear everyone, and I will make a roll call vote. Mr. Schultz?
Yes, this is Kenneth Choate. I can hear everyone loud and clear.
All right. Lee?
This is John Lee. I can hear everyone.
Okay, Mr. Adams?
It's Glenn Adams, and I can hear everyone.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, this is Josh Hughes. I'm unable to hear everyone.
I'm sorry.
Josh Hughes, I'm also able to hear everyone.
Okay, we have everyone here. We will begin the meeting, and I will turn the meeting over to Mr. Cook that will lead us through the items on the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First order of business we have is I've got to go through some instructions, and then we will continue with the meeting. If there is no objection from the members and subject to Executive Order number 60, the Board of Adjustment and Appeals has determined that it is necessary that this meeting be held electronically to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the public due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I ask now, are there any objections? Hearing none, Mr. Chairman, let the minutes reflect that the board has made the determination to conduct this meeting electronically. I want to remind the members that each vote will be taken by roll call vote. Chairman will call the names, at which time you will provide your vote. Prior to making a motion or second or asking a question or making comment, please identify yourself. Mr. Chairman, next thing on the agenda is approval of the minutes.
Okay. The minutes were sent out to you. Are there any questions or comments on the minutes as submitted?
Mr. Chairman, this is Glenn Adams, and I'll go ahead and make a motion that minutes be approved as submitted.
Proper motion's been made. Do I hear a second?
Mr. Chairman, this is Kenneth Choate. I make a second. We approve the minute.
All right, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor of the motions respond by voice vote. I will begin. Chairman, I vote yes. Mr. Lee?
This is John Lee. I approve the motion.
Mr. Adams?
This is Glenn Adams, and I approve the motion.
Mr. Schultz?
This is Kenneth Choate. I vote yes to approve the minute.
Mr. Hughes?
This is Josh Hughes. I vote yes to approve the minutes.
All right, the minutes are approved. I'll turn it back over to you, Mr. Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like the record reflect that adequate public notice was given both to the home builders and to the public. Without objection, we will hear Carbine and Associates, Crescent Homes, Drees Premier Homes, Ryan Homes, and the Jones Company. I'd like the minutes reflect that no additional documentation was provided by any of these appellants. The first argument the appellants make is that they have obtained vested rights under the Vested Rights Act of 2014, so the lots at issue are not subject to the impact fee. The act provides that should a developer receive preliminary plat approval from the local authority, the development standards in place shall at that time remain the same through the course of the development. Staff disagrees with this application. The actual act provides that development standards include standards and regulations concerning the local stormwater requirements, local construction standards of buildings, streets, alleys, curbways, lot sizes, and anything else that has to do with the actual development of the property. Staff maintains that the impact fee is not even applied during the development stage and is only applied when a building permit is pulled. Second argument that they make is that the county has misapplied the private act through the adoption of resolutions. And they argue that the county is required to calculate on each subdivision a different calculation and amount, and the proceeds received from that particular subdivision is required to be used on educational capital projects for that specific development. Private Act provides that it's the intent of the act to grant the Williamson County legislative body the authority to establish a procedure system to collect fees from the developer on new residential development, so to require the developer to share in the burdens of growth by paying his pro rata share. Private Act does not require the county to find specific zones to accommodate each subdivision. In fact, the Private Act grants the county legislature broad power to implement an impact fee system. This was completed through both resolutions, and the county saw fit to define two different districts, one was inside the FSD, one outside. And we have applied that in accordance with the law. For these reasons, Mr. Chairman, we ask for these appeals be denied.
You've heard the
This is
staff.
John Lee.
Go ahead, Mr. Lee.
This is John Lee. I move that we deny all the appeals.
This is Josh Hughes, and I'll second that motion.
Mr. Chairman, before we vote, I just want to ask whether there's any representatives for the appellants present on this call. Hearing none, please proceed, Mr. Chairman.
Proper motion's been made and seconded to deny the appeals. If you vote for the motion, you will be voting to deny the appeals. We will go with voice vote with Mr. Schultz.
This is Kenneth Choate. I vote for the motion to deny the appeals.
Mr. Adams,
This is Glenn Adams, and I vote to deny.
Mr. Hughes,
Josh Hughes, I vote for the motion. Aye.
this is Ronald Crutcher, and I vote to deny. I think I've covered one. Missing
No,
anybody?
you still like me. This is John Lee, and I vote to deny.
Okay. The vote is unanimous to deny the appeals. The appeals are denied. Back to you, Mr. Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The next appeal that we will hear is from Celebration Homes. The reason we have separated this one is that they provided no explanation or basis for their appeal. The county maintains that the Vested Rights Act does not apply because the impact fee is a revenue source and not a development standards. We also maintain that we've applied the act in accordance with the law, and we have calculated the fees based on the impact of each residential structure on the need for educational capital projects. For these reasons, Mr. Chairman, we ask for this appeal be denied. I will ask whether there's any representatives for Celebration Homes on the line. Hearing none, Mr. Chairman, we ask for the appeals be denied.
You've heard the staff's position on the appeal by Celebration Homes. Do I hear a motion?
This is Glenn Adams, Mr. Chairman, and I make a motion we deny the appeal.
Do I have a second?
Mr. Crutcher, this is Kenneth Choate. I second the motion to.
Motion's been properly made and seconded to deny the appeal. If you vote for the voting to deny, again, we'll go roll call vote. I will catch Mr. Hughes first.
Who were you starting with, Mr. Chairman? Didn't hear that.
Mr. Lee,
This is John Lee, and I vote for the motion to deny.
Mr. Adams,
It's Glenn Adams, and I vote for the motion to deny.
Mr. Show,
This is Kenneth Choate, and I vote for the motion to deny.
Mr. Hughes,
Josh Hughes, I vote for the motion to deny.
all right. This is Ronald Crutcher, and I vote for the motion, which is to deny. Vote is unanimous. The appeal is denied. Mr. Cook, do you have any other business for us?
No, Mr. Chairman, that's all the appeals we have for you today.
All right. Does anyone else have any business?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to announce that we are scheduled to meet 2 weeks from today, September 24th, and we will still be using this particular format. And other than that, that's all I would have. And it is Joe
Okay.
Horn speaking.
I'm sorry, John?
I just added after the fact that it is Joe Horn speaking. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. The business of the meeting having been taken care of, I will adjourn the meeting. Good seeing you all again, those that I can see.